What's good, YouTube? Cardfight King here. AQUA Life Baby. You already know. All I gotta say is, I'm a free man. I'm a free man. I just turned in my last final exam, school. So now I am free for the summer. I'm excited. I'm happy. This school semester has been very trying, very more difficult than I originally had thought it would have been when I first started. But I made it through, and now I can dedicate a bigger portion of my time to, playing some Vanguard, making some Vanguard videos, fighting games, and all that other good stuff. I can relax for a little bit. I'm still putting in work on a blog I'm going to announce to you guys. Not a Vanguard blog, it's a sports blog for my future career, as well as another YouTube channel that's going to be coming out early this summer. So I hope you guys will look forward to that. But as far as this video is concerned, I do need to shave and shit. I look really homeless. I wanted to talk about this Japanese ban list that's going to go into effect, or restriction list rather, that's going to go into effect on the 1st of June. It's going to be hitting Hetero Hound to 1, Mick the Ghosty to 1, and the 7 Seas Grade 1 Night Crow, I believe his name. That's also going to be hit to 1. Now, I'm heating up food, so if you see me, see, I'm not trying to burn it. Now, this is a cute list. It's a cute list, whatever. Hetero Hound getting hit to 1 is, it's okay. Honestly, Hetero Hound getting hit to 1, sure, it helps out, a lot of other decks in a way, but you still have one Hetero Hound to use. You can still combo into the Vainglory for a turn. You just gotta time your Hetero Hound right. They still have a card that can spend something back that gets that can also proc Vainglory, even though it's just a back row card. You'll still be able to proc Vainglory with the card. But I mean, Gear Chronicles got some really good G Guardians outside of Hetero Hound. So I think this this is cute, but it's just gonna open up Gear Chronicles stride zone a little bit more for them to put in some things, maybe try out the Arlem one, and maybe another Uluru. You'll see another Uluru in there again. I mean, it's just, it's cute, but it doesn't really solve the problem. I think Mellum is the card that still needs to go. I think it still needs to get hit. I would have, I would have been fine if they hit Vainglory instead of this card, because Vainglory is a problem that can still be procced by another G Guardian. So, it is what it is with that. Mick the Ghosty getting hit to 1 is very telling of how the meta in Japan is right now. I know you should know that definitely Night Rose is an extremely popular deck. It's one of the top 3 best decks in the games, especially since after the Rummy Labyrinth support. Mick the Ghosty, Mick the Ghosty, when you call it from the drop zone, you can give, when you put it in hollow, you give 10,000 power to a unit, and then whenever it goes away, you just send it to the bottom of your deck. I can agree with hitting this card. I think this card is definitely a little bit too powerful in a way. Just being able to make sure you guard with the early game, get it into the drop zone setup. This stand trigger is definitely extremely rewarding, especially on the defensive side of the turn. Being able to call it out defensively, give Night Rose plus 10k, and then at the end of the turn it goes back into your deck before you go into your stride turn. So I can see this card getting hit. There's a lot of different plays you can make with it. With the new GB8 card, being able to call this card out in multiples for free. and give this card plus 10k, and then that card gives another unit another 10k, so it's like plus 30k to a column in a sense. Yeah, this card can definitely provides a lot of crazy plays for Nitros, and to slow down the deck a bit in a sense, but more or less to force players to make better decisions in terms of their trigger lineups and how they're going to get to make the ghosty, how they're going to use make the ghosty. I think this is an appropriate hit to 1. Obviously, it hasn't come to the obvious. Well, we'll talk about it in a second. And then 7 Seas, Nitro just needed to go to 1. I think you could ban it all together, but Bushiroad doesn't like to ban things, and I think that's a problem in his own self. But him going to 1 would definitely stop their counterproductive marketing idea of, hey, we'll let you play 7 Seas grade 1 rush, and we will prevent any further assimilation into the stride era, because we have people picking up a $20 deck and topping tournaments with it without a stride zone, because you just sit there on grade 1 and rush someone down. Now obviously this does hurt regular 7 Cs, and it definitely does hurt regular 7 Cs, as well as make the ghosty, hurting the ghosty version of Grand Blues. But kind of like Gear Chronicles had to get certain things hit, Urwater and TikTok, and that affected Chrono Fang. It's just unfortunate that some cards do need to get hit because they're abused in a certain fashion that requires them to get hit, which in effect hurts a deck that is more that makes more fair usage of this card than what is than the deck that's more or less abusing the power creep of these cards. Now, will this list come to America? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I think it should come to America, but they should add some more things onto it. I think that the Royal Paladin Flogal Crit definitely needs to get hit before the American meta, and even I would say even before the Japanese meta gets to set 11, but before American meta gets to experience the Aichi Legend deck, despite it not doing too much right now because they're probably missing Ganslot Saver and some other cards. But I'm like, look. The Blaster engine has been a problem for a long time in the game. Sanctuary Guard has dominated format. It's still a top, it's still a top deck. It's a deck you don't want to run into in tournaments. I understand that. They also took off Regalier off the watch list in a sense, and I'm like, my thing is that they just need to let Sanctuary Guard go. It's been more or less a generational deck. It survived through multiple formats. The Blaster engine being able to be combined with that was just a little bit too much. It was poor card design, and they could have worded a lot of the Blaster support cards better to work with a Blaster-centric deck, and instead of spanning across all Royal Paladin decks. And now that we're getting the Aichi Legend deck, I think that the Blaster, that Flogal crit trigger should get hit to 1. There should not be, and even if you can search it out with Starlight and Marin, which you can, you shouldn't be able to get multiple copies in the field, especially with the countercharging mechanics that Royal Paladins will also be getting through the support for Aichi and the Blasters and stuff. I think that crit trigger definitely needs to go. And, them hitting the crit trigger, as well as a few other things I think they should hit. And I really think Bushiroad should start banning cards. I think that would be healthy for the game too. But, outside of a lot of other cards hit, I think it would be good to hit this card for preventative methods. If you guys remember, if you guys were in the game for a while, back when I started, it was in the first year that I started, 2013, when we got set 11 before we got set 10, because Dragonic Descendant was destroying the meta over in Japan, because they had set 10, that they went in chronological order. They kind of mixed it up for us. As a preventative method, I assume for so that we don't experience the same type of meta that Japan has experienced. And they've done set switches before. I think it was with set 6 and set 5, whatever. They did a set switch there as well. So there should be no problem with hitting cards to prevent future problems. I don't get why companies and a lot of other, people and organizations in positions of power wait for shit to hit the fan before they take care of it. Before they see the problem, they see it in the future, but they wait for shit to hit the fan before they address the problem. And I think that is something that they need to do. They need to be able to address the problem before it becomes a problem. You understand what I'm saying? But again, I think cards like Mellum should get hit. I think just there are quite a few cards I do think that should get hit some sort of restriction. But for right now, I would say Hetero Hound, McDagosi, and Night Crow is a pretty nice hit. It will help. It'll help. More critical deck building. Especially for 7Cs players, it'll definitely help provide more critical deck building. You could, again, with a lot of these banless stuff, even though Hetero Hound hasn't really done, isn't the biggest hit for Gear Chronicles. Again, you're gonna still see a small percentage of Gear Chronicle players drop off, especially if they're heavy. They have a heavy reliance on even a G Guardian. You'd be surprised. Mick the Ghosty getting hit to 1 if it does come here, especially in Japan too. That'll a lot of the Grand Blue players that just picked up Grand Blues just to pick them up because they're top deck in meta. Nothing wrong with that, whatever. But you'll see you'll be able to weed out the people who truly committed to the deck, to the clan. And you'll weed out people who don't commit to the clan. You'll weed out those people who are just picking the deck up to pick it up, whatever it is, and who aren't truly committed to the clan, to actually learning the deck. They just learn basically the best combos, and it really hurts a lot of their critical thinking aspects and deck building choices, as well as matchup knowledge and whatnot. And people who truly commit to the deck, commit to the clan, even if they just picked it up because they like this new support. Look, it'll create a divide, and those types of divides I think are pretty nice. Separate the real from the fake. So yeah, that's what I got to say about this ban list. What do you guys think? What do you think? What cards do you think they should, they should hit as well? I know that they also took Commander Laurel and. They took off Commander Laurel, some other card, and Tidal Assault off the watch list. Well, Tidal Assault's been on the watch list for God knows how long, and I'm like, look, he ain't done nothing. He ain't done nothing super cancerous. He's just there to do what he does. That's my homeboy. That's my dog. But non-biased, he really hasn't done much. And my thing is, here's my thing. If you're going to put something on the watch list, it shouldn't be on there for years. It should be on there for a short-term period of time till you collected a sufficient amount of data on, how that card's being used. Are people abusing this card? Has this card turned a deck cancerous in a sense? And is that a problem that definitely needs to be addressed? It's not something that you sit there and watch for years. It's like, no, put it on there for a short period of time, and if you're going to do something about it, do something about it. If you're not going to do something about it, take it off the damn list and find something else to do something about. Don't waste everybody's time and put people's minds like, oh yeah, well they're watching Toad, so no, shut the hell up. Listen, if you're going to do something, do it. Don't sit there and lollygag and beat around the bush, because then you're going to miss a lot of Windows opportunity. Just, if you're going to do something, do it. Bushiroad, if you're going to ban a card, ban a damn card. Don't sit there and leave it on the watch list and have people wait and speculate when new support comes out for that. Oh yeah, this support's going to make this card get hit. No. Clear all doubt now and clear all doubt now and just be upfront about it. You got to be upfront about it. If you're not, Bushiroad not being upfront about a lot of things has caused the community a lot of concern and grief in a sense. But yeah. All right. Cardfight King, I'm out. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in another video. I'll be going to HQ's. That's my home locals. It's my store. Dynasty Cup. We're having the Dynasty Cup, and it doubles as a shop qualifier as well. This Saturday, May the 20th. Yeah, we'll see you guys there. All right. Peace.